What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Rain's bringing you another video. Today's is going to be about a Magicka DragonKnight for the Greymore patch. Now, things are going to change between now and then here in a few days, so this is my Harrowstorm version. And in a few days, I'll upload another Greymore version. The only thing that's going to change is the vampire passive, so you're going to have more spell damage than what I have currently, which is close to 4K buffed up. If you guys are new to my channel, pretty much all that we do is PvP related things, whether that be builds, outnumbered gameplay, tips and tricks, guides, etc, etc. So if you guys do enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know the whole YouTube spiel. We'll just go ahead and hop right into the build and stuff. I know that's what everybody's here to see anyway. So this is the buffed up stat sheets. Front bar is almost 3,900 weapon damage, or spell damage, sorry, and 33k max mag. I mean, the build itself has a fuck ton of damage. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, 2k recovery, plus heavy armor passives, and pot sustain, and old gen and stuff, and Ellie drain. But this build in and of itself has close to 20k spell pin as well. It has pretty good sustain because of the sets that we're using. But we'll just go ahead and hop right into the gear. Sorry for rambling. I know a lot of people probably will argue with me that New Moon won't work on Mag DK, but best damage dealing sets with it for any class. I mean, you just can't pass up on it, man. Like, that extra 5% is negated by all of our recovery and the sustain set that we're running as well. So anyway, we're running New Moon, which again, you're only front barring it, so you don't have to worry about the increased cost of your active abilities on the back bar. So that's not that big of a deal. Really, the only thing that's increased cost is like your burning embers or your engulfing flames. Majority of those aren't even expensive anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now, like I said, for the gear traits and stuff, I think I'm running 3 sturdy for the reduced cost, because we do have such a high stam pool that this is a blocking build. I basically can perma block, period. I mean, it's non-stop blocking, and that mitigates a lot of damage as well. But the back bar, we're using Ice Staff of Potentates. This is just so that we can run Ellie Drain and still block in our back bar. So it just reduces the damage taken from players by 5%, which I know it isn't a lot, but it adds up. Alright, so as our monster set's going to be Grothgar. This set is amazing for Mag DK just because of the sustain that it gives you for when burning procs. Plus, it's a lot of AoE damage because the way I'm running this is very single target. So just the extra pressure and AoEs and stuff is super nice to have. We're running 2 heavy and 5 light. You could run 5-1-1 on this build. It's just I prefer the extra tankiness and a little bit extra sustain that you get from running 2 heavy. Plus the max health is nice too. Now you guys can speed up or slow it down, you know, whatever. Just that way you can see the traits and stuff for your gear. Majority of it's in pen, except for the sturdy pieces. Now, as far as the jewelry is concerned, I am running all infused, 2 spell damage, and 1 recovery. Now, the second set that we're running with New Moon, this is barred on both bars. That way we get the 5th piece from it at all times, which is Desert Rose. It gives you, it gives you max health, it gives you max mag, it gives you extra resistances for tankiness. But the biggest piece about this is when you take damage, you have a 15% chance to restore 2.5k Magicka. This effect can occur every 4 seconds. That's like 1,200 recovery. That's a lot of recovery. And stack that on top of Ellie Drain and the 2k recovery that we have, and heavy passives, and the ult regain when you use an ultimate from DK passes. The sustain is endless. I mean, it's nice. And plus, where you can perma block, like I mentioned before, it's pretty much just non-stop damage. Now, I am running a flame damage glyph front bar just for a little bit of extra damage, and shock damage back bar. Now you can make your enchants whatever you want to make them. It's just I prefer this because shock gives the minor vulnerability, which increases their damage taken by like 8%, I think, and flame damage for a little bit of extra sustain pressure, and to proc burning for your sustain passes. Now let's see, we are using the wood sugar skulls. Super cheap food, and honestly, we're a block build and we already have a fuck ton of recovery. It's we just don't need recovery, so we can run tri-stat, and that makes you a lot tankier, a lot more tanky, whether it be for your max pulls and your heals and your max health, so you can take more damage without getting bursted down. Now, mag DK in general, this patch is pretty fucking trash. I'm not even going to try to deny it. Magicka DragonKnight needs some work. It's been constantly nerfed into the dirt and everything that comes along with it, but the class in and of itself is really strong if you finally learn how to play it. Super hard class to play, but once you get get the hang of it, you'll love it. So if you haven't tried Magicka DragonKnight and you've been wanting to try it, I would really recommend trying this build because it's super fun to play and the damage from it is unreal. So I'm pretty sure buffed up, if I'm not mistaken, with continuous and stuff. I have like a 10.8k whip tooltip, which I don't have continuous right now, so it's right at 10k. But buffed up with continuous and stuff, I have roughly 11k whip tooltip. So now let's see, as far as the skills and stuff is concerned, front bar would be Burning Embers, Flame Lash, the heal version, Engulfing Flames, Cauterize, which I only keep it front bar for the crit, and Meteor. I just prefer Meteor because it's just unblockable damage when it's paired with Fossilize, and I just feel like you do more damage with Shooting Star, and it does a lot of AoE pressure on the ground too, which can also proc your Groskar, and it's just unblockable damage basically. Now for the back bar, we are using Generation. It's just a nice little dot, extra damage, and you get major sorcery, which increases your spell damage obviously. Now for our snare removal and to add a little bit of tankiness, say if I'm low on stam or whatever, I'll use Mistform. Now next patch, Mistform is going to have some changes, so you're going to get extra spell damage and weapon damage when you come out of Mistform, Cloak, Sneak, or whatever. So this is going to add a lot of damage to this build. So next patch or whatever, I'm going to upload a updated version, which is going to show you its completely buff stat sheets. And I think the passive from coming out of Sneak is like either 200 spell damage or 600. I can't remember what the patch note said, but either way, it's still a lot of extra damage that we didn't have before. And the tankiness from it is still going to be just as strong. I think they nerfed it by 5% instead of like 75% damage taken. It's going to be like 70%, but I'm not sure. We'll just have to see how next patch plays out. Anyway, and then it's hardened armor. I just prefer the extra damage shield that comes along with it versus the little extra dot and stuff. Dragon's Blood, I know the heal is trash, but it's really the only burst heal that we have as a Magicka DragonKnight. I mean, if you wanted to run a Resto instead of a Destro, then you could use Rapid Regeneration for the heal over time, like the Magicka version of Vigor. And then Ellie Drain. Ellie Drain is just so nice. You get pin from it. You get like 600 mag recovery. You just can't pass on it. You really can't. And then Temper Guard for the minor protection. Now, I mean, you guys can probably tell from the bar, but we are a vampire, and for my mag DK, I'm gonna stay a vampire, just until I can test Elusive Mist and its passes and stuff that come along with the changes that are coming in Greymore. Psijic passes, Assault passes, but we are a Dark Elf. Dark Elf, I think, is just the best race, either Dark Elf or a Breton for Mag DK. It's just, I play Dark Elf because it allows me to play Stam DK when I want to as well. So I can get the best of both worlds and not have to change characters just to play a certain class. But for a Dark Elf, you get 2k max mag, 2k max stam, flame resistance, immunity to burning, so if you're fighting another Mag DK, their sustain sucks, basically, because they're not getting those passives from burning. And extra weapon and spell damage. I mean, you just can't beat it. I still think it's the best race for Mag DK and the Stam DK in general. Like, if you want to run hybrid classes, like be a Stam class and a Mag class, we'll always recommend Dark Elf. Let's see, I think we are running the Atronach for recovery. If you feel like you have too much sustain and not enough damage, you can definitely run the spell damage boon or the mage for max magicka. It's completely up to you. Again, you can change food. So, I mean, the food is pretty universal. Like, you can use pretty much anything that you could want to choose, whether it be Clockwork Citrus for extra recovery, or even Witch Mothers. Either are fine. But the sustain is fine on this build, and it's not the sustain that you'll have an issue with. It's being able to apply sustained pressure on multiple people at one time. Now, as far as the bar slots and stuff is concerned, majority of this is flexible. Like, you can drop engulfing. I just like the extra 10% damage that you can get from it for like talons or inhale or whatever you want to use. And honestly, with this build, you have so much damage from just mag DK in general that you don't even need to use a spell buff. So you pretty much have 2 flex spots on this build. So if you guys want to run something else like Dry Essence here, or Race Against Time for extra damage, you can. It's just, all of this is completely optional. And same goes with Meteor. Meteor is not something that you're forced to have. You just get extra max stats and extra damage and unblockable, unmitigatable damage with Fossilize. That's why I prefer it. So like, if you guys want to run Leap instead, or don't want to grind Meteor, I know the grind for Meteor is a pain in the fucking dick. I get it. But Leap is always a good option too. They pretty much do the same damage, it's just this is unblockable. So I almost forgot it, but here's the CP. You know, everybody's CP is different than everybody else's, so like whatever you want to run, whatever fits your playstyle, you can change it to your own liking. This is just what I choose to run for this build. The blue tree is the maximum damage that you can get for a mag build as far as CP is concerned, mag DK in PvP. So like I said, you guys can try out whatever CP that you guys are interested in, speed it up, slow it down, whatever you need to do. And there's the CP. Where's it? So if you guys have any questions over the build or anything else after you watch this video, you're more welcome to come to the comment section. I will try to answer any possible questions you may or may not have. And you know, like always, I really hope you guys enjoy the video. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you stop by and, you know, like, comment, subscribe. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we are super close to 1,500 subs, so thank you guys so much for getting us to this point. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have got to the point where we are almost at 1,500 subs. And again, that is all thanks to you guys, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So anyway, like I said, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a line in this comment section down below if you guys do enjoy the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.